Alrighty, we're here at Unil Perera again. Right now, as you can see, I'm on the front slope. I'm going to take some photos of this. First thing I'm looking at, with this being the north-facing slope, is the spatter. Okay, we're going to take a look at the spatter, and I'm going to get plenty of photos. Alrighty, so what I want to do is take out my hail measurer. Adjuster said they couldn't tell what slopes we were looking at. It's fine. We're just here to help. Alrighty. Spatter on the front slope. 3/4 inches. Spatter 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 front slope. 3/4 inches. See that right there? 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. See the spatter right there? Some more spatter right here. They're all measuring up to be the same size. It's consistent all the way through this roof. See the spatter? See it right there? That's spatter. It's knocked off the algae on this front facing slope, and it's all measuring up to the same size reported of the hail on the lost date. See that right there? Again, we're on the front slope. Spatter 3/4 inches. See that right there? See that? 3/4 inches. Alrighty. Now I'm going to move on to this left slope over here. We're now on the left slope. Photos will be attached with it. Excuse me. Alrighty. Now, let's take a look. Left slope. Three-quarter inches. Three-quarter inches. See that? 3/4 inches. Left slope. 3/4 inches. Left slope. 3/4 inches. Left slope. 3/4 inches. Three-quarter inches. 3/4 inches. Three-quarter inches. Obviously, an impact into the shingle. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. To the back slope. Three-quarter inches. Alrighty, let's take a look. Start circling some damage. Then we'll come back and measure it. This is the back slope. See? Back. That. Look at that. It's two separate shingles right there. Okay. Again, we're on the back slope. B, back side of the house. Back. The back slope. Adjacent from the front. Alrighty, why don't we take a look at some more of the soft metals just to make sure it's not a one area thing. Let's take a look here. 3/4 inches. Three-quarter inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. Let's take a look here. Get this measured. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. Keep moving on along here. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. All of these are 3/4 of an inch. Every one of them. Okay. Measuring up to the same size as the collateral damages. 3/4 of an inch. Don't know what else I need to see or show just to help. Trying to be as big as help as I can. But I also don't know how to show which slopes we're doing while doing close-up photos. So we're going to move on now to the right slope. Right slope. Got to hit here. Got to hit here on, very important to note, two surfaces, okay? Hit here. Let's see what else we got here. Got to hit here. Again, this is the north-facing slope. You can see there are spatters on this slope as well. Spatter, where it has removed that oxidized layer of algae. Spatter. Okay. See what we got here. These north-facing slopes take damage in a different way. Okay. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and write this in to help. right here to surface. It can only happen with an outside source. Alrighty, taking the gambles of what we're going to be seeing as far as measurement goes. Let's take a look. 3/4 of an inch. All right. 3/4 of an inch on this very obviously impacted shingle right there with 2 different surfaces damaged. Okay, look what it's measuring out to. 3/4 of an inch. All right, 3/4 of an inch. Again, this is on the right slope. Let's take a look at this spatter. See what the spatter is measuring out to. Well, how about that? 3/4 of an inch. What about this up here? Any guesses? 3/4 of an inch. Really don't know what else I could possibly show to help here. Some spatter. See the spatter? If I put my 3/4 of an inch. Look, how about some down here that's not marked? 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. Boom, what about that right there? Wow, 3/4 of an inch. Unil Perera continued. We're back on the front slope because there is some spatter I pointed out, and I'm just pointing out some more spatter. Again, you can see areas like this right here. What do you think? 3/4 inches. Okay, that spatter there is the actual color of the shingle underneath this layer of algae. Okay, it's evidence that it did in fact hail at this location. All right, and you can see it. Boom, spatter, 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 spatter. It is all over this roof, and oddly enough, it's all measuring out to be 3/4 inches. Now, I'm gonna agree, spatter is just evidence of hail. It's not a sign of functional damage or an impact of the shingle. However, let's take a look. Front slope, again, front directional slope here, okay? Let's take a photo just to confirm that. If we look right here at this anomaly, it is measuring out to 3/4 inches, and I'm attaching photos with it, but you can see right there, 3/4 of an inch, clear bruise to the shingle, okay? Now, there's not nearly as much on this north-facing slope that's common, okay? With the rights and the north, excuse me, the rights and the front both face north, which is that direction. So, but again, if you actually look, there is functional damage, impacts to these shingles here on the front. Here, 3/4 inches. You can see they're all, it's impossible for this to be wear and tear. It wouldn't all be the same exact size. Look here, 3/4 inches. It's all measuring the same size, and it's all the same size as the spatter on the roof. So again, that's what's leading me to believe that this is in fact hail. Here, 3/4 inches. Okay, the likelihood of all of this, everything we're measuring, the collateral, the spatter, the hits on the hip and ridge shingles, look at here. Take a guess. Yep, 3/4 inches. The likelihood that the spatter, the hits, the collateral all measure the same size as the reported hail size on the date of loss in this area, it's hail. That's these 3-tab shingles, man, they can't hold up against that. Here, see this anomaly here? 3/4 inches, okay? So, again, you can see the spatter on all of these slopes. Here, 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. Left slope. Okay. 3/4.